This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Rotolo's Pizzeria. Fresh ingredients, friendly service. That's just the way we Rotolo. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pro Drive Outboards. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm a tired Gary Risponi.
You tired? You
Tired.
better not be tired.
Tired.
We got a lot of stuff
Lack of
coming
sleep.
up.
I know
Oh
it.
no, it's getting to be busy time of the year. End of July, beginning of August, man.
But
it's time
people,
to
my
get
friends
going.
say they could tell I look haggard and tired.
Haggard? That was a country singer. That's not you. What did you do this week to make you so tired?
Well, I started out and I wanted to make a Sac-a-lait trip because I've been hearing about all the Sac-a-lait spillway. I went to Lake Palouse with my good friend Steve Fontana, big bass fisherman. He's always in the running the bass tournaments, and the last tournament he fished Sac-a-lait, he won, and with his partner, Mr. Russo. So I didn't want to miss the opportunity to show him I was still tough, so I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I went fishing, and he just knew we were going to catch those big Sac-a-lait. We did, but just not enough numbers, not enough to do a show, but we're having a fishing report. When I left there, I went to Fourchon. I didn't read the schedule right. I thought they had something that started at 4 o'clock on Thursday. So I sat there and I slept in that tent with that air conditioning from 5 to 7. I went to the captain, or the, Marshals, not the Marshal, Admiral. I went to the Admiral's party and got some scenes in there. And then we started the rodeo, and that's what I did. Then I went Midnight Blue Outfitters out of Leeville, right there by your friend Darryl, and then Marsh Masters. He asked me at openings, so you want to go get some good video? Anytime somebody says that, yeah. So got
you
on
lost
the boat.
sleep, huh?
I went 24 hours without sleep.
And what'd you come back with?
And then I came back.
What are we going to see?
A lot of redfish.
Sticking some fish?
Yeah, they did. I didn't get to shoot bow and arrow. I shot camera.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's good so you and Chris don't fuss at me, but I worked hard at it. I did good, stayed awake.
Well, good for you.
And then the next day, I just covered a lot of the rodeo and went to the weigh-ins and a couple of the functions and award ceremony. Got to see the cook-off. I was a little late. I didn't get the judges' final tally, but I got the food. And I got to eat, so that's the most important thing. And guess what?
And what else?
What I really enjoyed was just the people that are scuba diving or the skin diving, whatever you want to call it. I forgot what they call it right now, but that's always been big at this rodeo, the Grand Isle Rodeo. It's back. And people caught a lot of fish, a lot of people at the landing, a lot of celebrating. And in 2 weeks, I'm supposed to be on a boat with some of the people. We get them. Some of the old line was there, the hell divers. Got some interview with some of them guys that have been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years, so it was fun. And that was it, Don. I had a very busy weekend, and we got a great weekend coming up. Got a lot of invitations to go fishing, both Sac-a-lait, redfish, trout, everywhere. And I'm sure, what about you?
I didn't have nearly as busy as week as you, but I had a lot of fun. I went down with Captain Ryan Lambert. You know, we've been talking about organizing this Radio Chicks Fish Off, the competition between the radio girls out of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And we had a good time. And I'll tell you what, they caught some nice fish and they learned a lot too. And we had a lot of fun. You're going to see that. Plus, we got the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report coming up, the H&H Tournament and Rodeo Report. That's a busy schedule. All right, we also got a news report for you, a busy news report dealing with shrimp, a new modernization of Fisheries Management Act, and also some terrapins, diamondback style. Check out this very special feature coming up next that was shot in Buras, Louisiana, involving some fishwives.
Let's go. I have my line. This isn't the Ritz.
What?
Where's the cabana boy?
I better not have to share a room with you two.
How dare you? Are
No,
you
for
the
real,
cabana
I snore.
boy? Are you the
dare
cabana boy?
Who's the cabana boy?
I mean,
Room
where's he at?
service. Who's getting my bags out of the car?
Hey, I'm Mitch Rotolo, owner of Rotolo's Pizzeria. Our pizzas are prepared every day using the freshest ingredients. But Rotolo's has so much more to offer than just delicious pizza. We have an array of healthy salads and tasty wraps, a wide choice of pasta like spaghetti and chicken parmesan, zesty buffalo wings, and our selection of savory calzones. And don't forget to try one of our amazing desserts. Come into any of our local restaurants or check out our entire menu online at rotolos.com. That's just the way we Rotolo.
The Louisiana Sportsman Show is back in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. It's the deer hunting, duck hunting, and fishing expo you've been waiting for. Shop everything for hunting season. Huge savings on rods, reels, and tackle. Make a great deal on a new ATV, duck boat, or kayak. The Louisiana Sportsman Show. It's fun for the whole family. Presented by Reed's Metals, your custom metal building manufacturer. July 21st through 23rd. Visit LouisianaSportsmanShow.com.
You know, Ryan, July's a big month for fishing competition.
Yeah, sure is. We got Fourchon later on.
And we got Grand Isle.
Empire Tarpon Rodeo. We got
Golden Meadow, Fourchon.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, none of them got anything on the Fishing Radio Chicks Fish Off.
Wait, is this going to be on TV? I'm a spotter.
Are you
gonna
open my
the
wine?
fish for these fellows. They can't see them.
Cabana boy.
They don't
wine
know what they're
time.
doing.
And I think it's going to get a little feisty. Oh, fish on this side. Who's up? Who's up? Oh, I got one here. Who wants this one? Helen, don't get yours tangled now.
I'm trying not to. How do you do it?
Crank it.
Which way?
Forward. There you go.
Did
There you go.
anybody get that on film? That how you do it?
You better go with it. Go with it. Go with the fish.
Come on, don't tangle.
Come on, Helen, get it in.
You can do it, Hal.
Bring it in.
Yeah. Bring it in.
Woohoo! Yeah, my
Oh,
God,
that's a pretty big
giant.
red.
Holy tabo! Okay, I'm mad at this guy. Oh my God! Who's getting this on film for me?
Oh, look what you got, Cat!
Oh, can I keep him?
Oh, wow.
I've just looked into his eye. I shall name you Nemo. Should we put him back?
What do you think?
No.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
How was your finger in his mouth?
Going in the box.
Puppy.
These fish are strong. I'm stronger. I'm like a big fisher.
All right, now why are you going to win this competition? What are the weaknesses of your opponents?
Well, I mean, they can't catch big fish. I catch all kinds of big things.
Really is.
Man up, because this is not for the faint of heart. This is amazing. And hard. Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Keep pulling. Keep reeling it.
There you got him!
Oh. Yeah, he's definitely, yours is the longest.
Yeah, that's right.
But the other two are fat. Are they pregnant?
Describe what you're doing.
I'm gonna get this little sucker, and then I'm gonna cook him and eat him. I'm a fisherman now.
This is not a redfish. This is the superstar of fish, the Jack Crevalle.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Who's Jack?
That's him. No.
Oh my God!
Look at how big that is.
I caught this thing. I believe I won. I don't care if it's a Jack Kevorkian fish
Yeah, that's true.
that we have to throw back.
That is a Jack Kevorkian
Yeah,
fish.
that's a Jack. Hi, Jack. Are you kidding me? I caught this.
I think we have a winner.
I
You've
caught
earned the right to
this.
kissing.
Yeah.
Oh, what a week. What were some of the highlights of the trip that you saw? Maybe from the people that you were watching.
Well, who knew that Helen is like as strong as Wonder Woman? Oh my God. I'm never going to anger that woman, I'll tell you that.
Is this a cat?
No, it's a nice red.
It's a nice red.
Hold up, hold up.
I think they were surprised, but I did try to warn them ahead of time because I've been doing the strength, training 3 times a week. So being prepared for it.
When you look at her reeling the fish, she makes it look effortless, and me and Kat, when we were reeling them in, we're just like cursing and screaming at them. Come on, you right. Get out of this don't put me to shame!
Don't hold back. I mean, just go ahead and let it out,
Now, you are mine.
They did an excellent job. I was really proud of them. Once they got over the fish spawn and everything, they did really well.
Like out of sight. This
I
goes in here.
I broke the fishing pole. I'm going to buy the Captain a new rod. Get those on Amazon.
Don never gives me a hard thing to do. Let's take these girls. They're really nice New Orleans girls. Let's take them fishing here. Show them a good time. Yeah, Most foul-mouthed women I ever seen in my dadgum life.
What would you say they need to work on, some of the strengths to improve their fishing skills, to achieve the level that you have?
I think the wine bottle needs to go down. And I think that teapot needs to get up a little bit earlier.
It went well, amazingly well. I caught the most fish. I caught like 50. So, lots of bull redfish. I saw a lot of fish. I was a guide. See, what we have over here is some very nervous water, all right? And so we're casting far out there because there are lots of fish. I'm talking drum, redfish, the works.
And I don't have a plan. And this one just gets lucky because she's Lady Luck.
Right.
So together we could really
get
rule
lucky
the world.
team. We could
No, I
be
mean
a
that in a
fishing
good
team.
way.
Oh.
We could rule
With
the
all
world
of our different
with our
skills.
Can't believe how they learned all the worst habits. Of like I caught 50. I caught the biggest. I caught the most. I'm a guide. How can they learn how to lie that much in one day?
I wouldn't call it lying. It's alternative facts. And Teapot knows how to fish apparently. I didn't know these things about these women that I work with.
Oh, this one's tiny. Look, that's because I'm an expert, okay? I didn't make anything look easy. I'm a professional fisher. Fisherman. Fisher person.
Truthfully, they did well, though, didn't they?
Oh yeah, it's 8:30 in the morning and we're done. Really, as good as it gets.
I won the size, and I think Helen won for the most, and Teapot got the one little catfish category. So we all did great. And at first I liked the fish. I wanted to bring him home for a pet, but now I'm like, oh no, get in my belly.
You ready for another fish?
I'm ready.
All right, would you have them back again? Don't answer that.
Yeah, of course.
Now, the action got so hot and heavy today, we don't know who caught what. So we're going to have to declare this a 3-way tie for the fishing chicks of radio fish off. With the Fishing Game Report, Don Dubuque, Eyewitness News. Had fun? Yeah. The CCA Louisiana Star Tournament is doubling down this year. Double the tagged redfish. Twice the trucks. Over $500,000 of prizes awarded in more than 20 categories. Open to all ages, inshore and offshore, youth enter free. Don't let your chance to win swim away. Register at ccastar.com or at any Academy Sports and Outdoors.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Welcome to the H&H Tournament and Rodeo Report. Gary, coming up this weekend, what do we got?
We got this week, we got the Bud Light Trail and Bass Trail. It's the South Division. It'll be at dry runs on either side. That's Saturday, July 15th. Dry runs either side. So, and this is a regional championship coming up. And the following week, Lafayette Kayak Club got the LA1 Slamboree out of Topwater Marina, July 22nd. That I know that the tournaments that are coming up right
I'm sure
now.
you can find more details on the Lafayette Kayak Club website as well as the Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club website. Those kayak clubs do a great job of getting that information out.
And you got them on your radio show
Absolutely.
every week.
Every Saturday morning we get a report. Also, we got coming up on the following week, a Louisiana Sportsman Show, finally after many years returning to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and it's going to have a heavy focus on the hunting. There's going to be deer hunting. QDMA is having their conference in the city. They're also going to have duck calling and some celebrity appearances out there. And it's going to be a selling show. There's going to be some sporting goods dealers that are set up in booths there selling merchandise. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The show hours Fridays 3 to 9, 10 to 9 on Saturday, and Sunday 10 to 5. $10 to get in. Can't beat that price. I don't think there's anything you get in the Superdome for $10 admission. So Louisiana Sportsman Show. Actually, it's called Louisiana Duck, Deer, and Fisheries Expo.
One of the most important things this time of year in July, air conditioning.
Oh, yeah. All right, following week after that, that's when we get into the big rodeos. The Faux Pas, I'm going to be over at that one at the Venice Marina. Starts off with the Wish to Fish program for the kids. Then it gets into, that rodeo took a different tack when they put it together. Instead of a rodeo that's kind of more trophy-oriented and bragging rights, they offer a considerable amount of cash. You're talking about up to $50,000 being paid out. They got Calcutta's, Biggest Fish Awards, and they also have trophies divisions. So there's a little something for everybody. Faux Pas Invitational Rodeo, it's at the Venice Marina, and you can find out all the information you need at their website, fauxpaslodge.com.
And I'm going to be at Grand Isle, the granddaddy of them all, the Grand Isle Rodeo. It's Sand Dollar. Be going on all the festivities you want to talk about. They call it Mardi Gras, in summertime Mardi Gras. And I'm going to tell you where's that away. And another thing, some of those fishermen that fishing, especially trout and some of the things, they cover both rodeos. You know, they could travel right across the little ocean right there, and they weigh in at both places. So.
And there'll be a lot more rodeos and tournaments coming up throughout the summer season. We take you back now to the Golden Meadow Fourchon Tarpon Rodeo, which is come and gone, and here's some of the sights and sounds.
Welcome to the Golden Meadow Fourchon Tarpon Rodeo 2017.
Clean the fish and bag it up and send it to the church or the La Salette, and they'll do a fish fry, white beans, some sorts like that. And we ask the fishermen if they have too many fish to donate a fish or two, and we'll make good use of it. Yes. Mike has been working hard all day long.
Thank you, Michael.
My name is George Ansardi. I'm in the Hell Divers. I've been in the Hell Divers 20 years, and I'm from Slidell, Louisiana.
My name is Will Demuth. I'm in the Hell Divers. Been in the Hell Divers for about 15, 20 years, and I'm from Meadow, Louisiana.
Terry Meagard Metairie. I joined in 71. That put me around 46 years, 47 years. I'm waiting for that 50th.
Big party coming with that. How you doing? I'm Paul Kozik. I'm one of the newest hell divers since 09. but learned a lot from these guys right here.
We're fishing about 15 miles offshore. We had just tied up the rig. It was the very first cast that I had made, and a fish grabbed it. It felt like a shark. So we kind of were thinking that we were gonna have to cut the line, and it turned out to be a really big snapper. So we gaffed him and threw him in a boat. It was really exciting to have that happen. Did not know he was number 2 in the state.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Welcome to the news segment of Paradise, Louisiana. Gary, one thing offshore fishermen are going to have to be careful of and keep an eye out is the closure of the red snapper season, because when it comes, it's going to come soon, and it's going to come quick on very short notice. When we reach our quota that's been assigned, the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries Commission voted to shut it down, both federal and state waters. And that's going to happen probably within the next couple of weeks. The reason they're not sure is because depending on how the landings go and how much of the quota is caught, that's when they're going to shut it down. So you just got to keep your eyes out, listen to the radio, watch the newspapers, and of course the websites are a great way to get that information too, because it will come pretty quickly.
Yeah, don't worry about it right now. If you don't hear from them, go catch them fish, because they're out there right now, and I'm going to tell you.
And while we're talking about snappers, something that came out and broke this week, the Modernizing Recreational Fisheries Management Act. It's a lot of words, but it could mean a lot of things. Whenever there's problems about why do we manage snapper or mismanage snapper and amberjack and triggerfish in these offshore species, and the answer always is because our hands are tied, because we have to adhere to the Magnuson Act. Now, the reason we have this act created, we can thank a couple of Louisiana representatives who got involved, John Kennedy on the Senate side, Garrett Graves on the representative side.
I want to return to a subject that our leader talked to you about, Senator Shelby, who is an expert on this issue and can explain it much better than I can, but that's the red snapper population in the Gulf. You're a very skilled business person, and I hope you'll bring some of those skills to NOAA. I don't mean any disrespect in what I'm about to say. I'm sure that there are many fine people at NOAA, but NOAA's management of the red snapper population has been an unmitigated disaster. They ought to hide their heads in a bag. It's been horrible. Our recreational fishermen have been totally screwed. They deserve a seat at the table. I hope you will consider allowing the states, the Gulf states, to have more involvement in the management of the red snapper population. And in fact, frankly, I hope you'll consider, in your quest to try to make your department more efficient, for which I congratulate you sincerely, I hope you'll consider allowing the Gulf states to manage the red snapper population, because frankly, there's some folks in Washington in charge of this program. They don't know a red snapper from a red-nosed reindeer. And we've got a problem. Yes. And I would like at the appropriate time to come by and see you and bring some of my people. Would you work with me on that?
Well, I surely will. As I think you're aware, we have already been working with the states trying to work out a reallocation.
Hopefully they, along with some other concerned leaders, will get this act passed and we can actually get to better managing using more modern techniques to better manage our fisheries, and everybody can have better access and enjoy better quantities of them too. Something else that broke, and it's coming up real soon, this Friday, July the 14th, shrimp season is going to be completely closed on all the inside waters. Check this map, look at the map. It's easiest to describe to you what areas are closed and what's open. Open basically is the open waters, Lake Pontchartrain, Lake Bourne, Chef Mentor, Wrigley's Pass, the open waters of Breton and Chandelier. Those areas are all open, but inside waters, it is closed. But again, you're going to be able to get your live shrimp as bait, because they allow those shrimpers with the bait permits to continue to trawl and catch shrimp and supply bait even when the regular seasons are closed. Another thing that happened, Wildlife and Fisheries went out and there was some diamondback terrapins, which is the only saltwater turtle that we have. They've been, getting into some problems with the erosion of the coastline. They were also over-harvested years ago as a food source. Well, they actually rescued some from one of the, I think it was the BP problem that we had, the oil spill. They captured some of these, rescued them, and held them until a good time to release them, and you can see they were released in Bayron Keel. And that is something that is really pretty much unique to Louisiana, as much as our alligators and some of the other species. So I'm pulling for you, diamondback terrapins, go ahead and do that. Except when we play them, when LSU plays the terrapins, we don't want to be for them then.
Well, okay, but then the good news too, with all the flooding and all the high water, the Pearl River Wildlife Management Area, most sections of it are reopened. So
yeah, this was real late for that area to still experience floodwaters from the Pearl and shut down that access area in on Highway 11. But it's open, it's good to go. Not that there's a lot of activities. A lot of people just like to go hike and photograph in there, but as far as your hunting
a lot of
season,
bass being caught right now.
Well, you can go in there by boat, but it's the road that's reopened right off of Interstate 59. Right. All right, so that's our news segment. We'll be right back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And we're here on Segan Lane at Superior Bait and Tackle, where you're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Gary, this is getting to be some of the hottest times of the year. If you happen to catch a little thunderstorm, might cool things down into the high 70s. But for the most part, middays, you're up into the mid to upper 90s. A lot of humidity, pretty uncomfortable to be out there. But one thing you can do this time of year, it's very popular, bow fishing at night in the Louisiana marshes. And you made a great trip down there in the Fourchon area.
Okay, yeah. Captain Nick Jeremy. He started as Midnight Blue. That's the name of his charter service. We stayed in some new lodges over there. Southern Comfort Lodging, unbelievable. A guy by the name of Tig Penny and some other partners, they brought them in. They're from North Louisiana. Some of the other people from North Louisiana, you know, not only they leased them lodges, they got their own, people got their own boats. A little bit different. Airboats, still in my airboats right now, but these are the, you know, the gator tails and the pro drive type boats. They 3 of them on there, believe me, you won't believe it. They're wide open. They take these 24-foot boats and the lighting and the weather, one of the most comfortable trips I've ever been on. They can hold 7 people with people all with bow and arrows. Go in the same shallow water. Want some of the concerns about the audio tearing the marsh up? No, I don't believe no more than that. The regular outboard, do going them in, the gala reverse. I know we went in one area, we're gonna go back because we saw a lot of redfish they missed. When we went back, the water was back clear again. So, you know, it's still a going thing. It's one of the biggest tourist attractions there is right now in Louisiana. There's always been controversial, you know, some people don't like between this and that. Don, I'm all for it. It brings people here. It's a lot of fun. It ought to be on your bucket list. If you've never done it, you've done it before with Marshmasters. They down there again. This is in Leeville. This is, and we talked with Captain Nick Jeremy, and this is the rest of his crew and what they're doing and what they're trying to do.
We get kicked off January and February for the bow fishing, and we go from, you know, January to, we get around September, it starts slowing down for us a lot, but anywhere from January to September, the bow fishing is on fire. And once we get into September, then that's why we start moving more into the rod and reel part of it, because come September, the trout on the birds, and we, you know, that's an easy pile of fish to put people on. And you know, for the rod and reel fishing and the bow fishing, you can contact me at Midnight Blue Bow Fishing. We have Facebook, Instagram, we have a website. For the lodging and the bow fishing and the rod and reel fishing, we have Southern Comfort Bow Fishing and Lodging. And we have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, and we have a brand new website we just launched last week.
You got him, you got him, you got him.
Got him, buddy. We smoked him, there he is. Look at that. Go, look at that. All right. Yeah.
All right. We chased him down, big dog.
There you go.
Daddy's going that way.
You're gonna edit on some of that, right?
No, that's the best thing people want to see.
Nah, you edit that shot where I missed.
Rick wants people to see that. People think you can go out shooting them in the bow. It's harder than what you think.
Yeah, but I mean, I want you to edit the part where I missed. That's the only thing I mean.
I can't promise that. I believe we got that one. to the weight I like. Aim to your right. There you go, boy.
That's a good shot.
Tell me why it's getting a little better now. Tide coming in.
Yeah, it's starting to rise a little bit. It was super low earlier. It was hard to get in a lot of those spots. A lot of those oyster beds were, 10 feet out of the water. Now it's getting right where you can fish the edge of those oyster beds.
Tell you what, it seems like the full moon had them kind of messed up, but you know what? The water's getting right. Our aim's getting a little better. And I actually kind of made a couple of adjustments to my special bow here. So this is kind of a Ferrari type bow right here. So I doubt I'll be missing any more.
Man, what do you think about the weather? Ain't it nice?
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful night, definitely. And I need to get my shot on a little bit better. So I probably missed 10 at least.
Hey, some of them got off though.
Yeah, they did. But we got about 10 in the boat, so
the trick to the whole thing is don't count. That's the deal.
We got this new lodge here. We got 4 3-bedroom, first class, beautiful little cabins down here. We got, multiple triple engine gator tails. I run first boat here as much as I can book, and then we use Marsh Masters and they use us, and we use Horse Bowfishing. We use we handpick the best guides that we know of to run the overflow of whatever I book, and then them the same to us. And we got about 4 or 5 boats in our little crew that hang out and run together, and we got a unique area here around Leeville, and Leeville's the hub for rod and reel and bow fishing, and you can be in the Gulf in 10 minutes. You can be in Fourchon. You can run the Tarpon Parish. You can run the Grand Isle. You can run north. It's absolutely a hub. And one thing unique about our dock right here is you could catch crabs off of it yourself. You could cook them yourself right here under the camp. We have boiling pots and we have barbecue pits. And one thing that we're going to specialize over here is in super fresh seafood, fresher than you can get anywhere other than going to buy it off of a boat.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry. Sight casting redfish in the Louisiana marsh is this exciting. To make it even more exciting, the Louisiana Redfish Series, partnered with Tito's Handmade Vodka, will add $10,000 to the first place team of each of this year's events, plus a $20,000 payoff to the grand champion. It all starts in April, so register your team now and come out to see the most exciting tournament series Louisiana has to offer. The Louisiana Redfish Series, partnered with Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Hey, I'm Mitch Rotolo, owner of Rotolo's Pizzeria.
Our pizzas are prepared every day using the freshest ingredients. But Rotolo's has so much more to offer than just delicious pizza. We have an array of healthy salads and tasty wraps, a wide choice of pasta like spaghetti and chicken parmesan, zesty buffalo wings, and our selection of savory calzones. And don't forget to try one of our amazing desserts. Come into any of our local restaurants or check out our entire menu online at rotolos.com. That's just the way we Rotolo.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And Gary, starting off offshore. What a beautiful fish and a beautiful picture. Chris Holmes, Louisiana Outdoor Writer Association member, sent us from his trip to Florida. He was fishing on the Atlantic side. He was fishing near Orlando. He's up there for ICAST, got up there a little early. Went on a charter trip, was using 6 to 8 inch pogies, and he says he was slow trolling them. Now, what's the difference in a kayak between fast trolling and slow trolling?
Yeah.
I don't think there is any fast trolling.
Maybe just the way the wind blows.
Maybe so. But he was using a 50-pound monofilament line, 60-pound leader, had a 6/0 circle hook with the pogie, and battled this fish for an hour and a half, got several jumps out of it, and released it, as most people do with tarpon. Couldn't get an official weight, couldn't get an official measurement. When you're in a kayak, you're pretty much limited to what you can do. So congratulations to Chris. That's the second tarpon he's caught from a kayak. Also, we had big news, a big eye tuna, which is very, very close to a yellowfin. A lot of times they're misidentified for each other. Sammy Gowland caught what will be, if recognized by our Writer Association Records Committee, a new third-place big eye tuna, 170 pounds, still a ways off from the #1 caught in Louisiana, which was at 197. But congratulations to Sammy and the crew, because when somebody catches a fish like that, it's not just about the angler that's on the rod. The captain that's working the boat, the guy that's working the gaff and the net, all of that comes into play. So congratulations to those guys. And finally, we had that huge fish you heard the interview on from the Golden Meadow Fourchon Tarpon Rodeo. A 15-pound mangrove snapper is nothing to sneeze at. And we're getting a lot of dolphin now. The Mai I noticed on the CCA Star, it's filled up the top 3 places. They're getting bigger. There's been some really good catches of yellowfin tuna out there. Offshore fishing is really doing well.
No doubt about it. And there's snapper everywhere. And that's some of the reports I've got. Our good friend Larry Drawron, his landing there doing that. He's always sending me pictures. His son and his daughter and them are catching. She caught off her first tile fish, you know. And so Molly, congratulations. All the pictures he sent, I guess he ought to put Molly because she's gorgeous. But as far as offshore fishing, and my grandson and them made a trip out of Fourchon. They went out there 25 minutes, had their lemon snapper. They caught a few mangrove. The storms were pushing them in. They came back, and I'm talking about my grandson Blake and all his friends over there, the Venables and the Severios and Tyler, Big Tyler Duvall. So I wanted to congratulate him. Thank y'all. Finally, they didn't send me no video, but they sent me some pictures. So, well, guys, I want more video from y'all. Don, you know, the Grand Isle of Leeville, Fourchon, every time I look, I'm getting pictures from there, and they're hot as they can be right now. The barges are still hot, but people came in today, was talking about catching them on top water.
So the inshore saltwater has been really good, particularly in that central part of the state. I know Elmer's Island has been on fire, guys, with top water baits, catching trout after trout. Cocodrie, as you mentioned, that's been a good place.
Plastics.
Golden Meadow.
All kind of plastics from the gulp, the different kind of gulps, the swimming gulps, the chartreuse gulps, H&H, you know, the old sparkle beetles and double rig, they're catching it. Just some of the baits, the old time baits are catching fish. The mirror-lures and topwater baits are right now, they're catching the
Baits don't go bad, and fish don't stop biting on baits. We just got to have new, better, and prettier. The old ones still work.
Well, that's what keeps Mark in business. That's what I like about it. Mark is over there telling me, that's right, just tell him, keep on over and come and get them. I do the same thing.
Right.
You know, I bought more baits on looks and what other people say than what I actually caught them on. And now we got room from Hopedale. Look, our old buddy Mark, Navo, that always brings us the brim. He made a trip to Hopedale. He pulled his shrimp trawls. He got enough shrimp for his trawl, and they caught enough redfish to bring it back. Thank you for sending that.
While you're talking about Hopedale, very important, if you're going fishing Shell Beach or Hopedale for the next few weeks, there is a period of time when they're going to close that drawbridge. It's going to be, they're doing some work on it, so if you get down there, and you may not be able to get back, make sure you know what the times of the opening and the closing of that bridge is, because there is no other way out of there.
That's it, one way in, one way out.
So watch the times. They're going to open and close it during certain times of the day. So be advised of that.
If you find out in that area you want to fish, you just have to put in a Delacroix and run around or whatever, huh?
Yeah.
Just whatever you can do. That's a good one. Cocos Reef still on fire. I'm here trained over there. Dwayne Chapman and them are still sending me pictures. They're using the Gulf swimming mullet. And then another one in Cape today, Wendy and Jeff Robillard sent me some pictures. Leeville, Jerry Durio and his wife Jeannie. They're using the regular H&H sparkle beaters, the Carolina rig and crocus. Crocus have been doing, you know what George Peavy said his top bait is right now? He used live bait, shrimp, whatever. His top bait right now is cockerel minnows. For some reason right now those fish are Carolina rigging or under a cork in the shallow water in the marsh, wherever he goes, he's fishing Wrigley, all them little north, the far north end of the lake, of the Wrigley, back in that way, going toward the west, Timberlear. And we're getting reports from the Timberlears all in those areas right now. East Timberlear, Ryan Amy and Cesar and them, Tom LeBlanc, they were catching fish, but they had a black cloud day. I can't tell you, they lost their trolling motor, they were on fish and couldn't stay on them because of the wind. Tom, I don't blame it on me, but you know, I've had a few black cloud days.
You've had your share.
Go ahead.
Before we move on to freshwater, a couple things I want to bring up. Out west, Calcasieu, Big Lake, they're still suffering a little bit from low salinities from high rivers. That should change, and there's been some big trout caught over there, but not as plentiful as what they normally have been. The other thing, it was overshadowed, the trip we made down with Ryan Lambert back to Buras, and we went on the east side across the Mississippi River. Aside from all the fun we had with those radio girls, we also did very well. Ryan and I spotted what we call nervous water. There was bait jumping. You could see the fish striking. We made one-stop shopping. We stopped one time, and by 8:30, we were limited out on bulls, and everybody had enough fish for the day, and the action was on. Strictly plastics underneath the cork. Some really great action in addition to having fun on the trip.
Well, you're talking about that, and the redfish showed up right there in the causeway. And
Pontchartrain's got to run on.
Your boy, Mr. Keith Lusher, you see his North Shore report. We're supposed to make a trip this week and go show them. They catch them on plastic right there. Usually, the lake, everything is gone and people are fishing, but people that want to fish and want to be patient, they catch them on plastic. You can catch a limit of redfish and the causeway. So that comes from the go to the North Shore report, and you can see it. I'm listening to you on the radio. Don, we got some couple of strange things. Tom Mathern, the little boy that always sending me the other picture, he made an offshore trip. Tom Mathern over there, and he caught a big snapper out of Grand Isle. We have a marlin strike during the tournament. Coleman Fox, Holden Fox, good boys and boys, went to Redemptus and know them, and good friend of Rad and I, you know, they took a short video. They had a marlin strike, and they got a little short video. Other pictures I have are just keep coming in. Sometimes we won't mention names, they come in late. So this is a fishing report. Don's getting on me, getting a little too long, but it's been an exciting time right now. Y'all keep sending those pictures.
Well, the redfish, they don't get much prettier than these redfish you see coming from Delacroix. They got some of those bronze red, some pumpkin colored ones. Toby Cooper and his buddy out there catching some beautiful redfish there. Also the reports from Lake Bourne, both shorelines, whether you fish the east shoreline or the west shoreline, it's crawling with redfish, plenty of redfish, just about everywhere really.
Yeah. Talking about redfish at the barges at Fourchon, we were in the store a while ago, and Carson McNamara come in with his dad and mom and gave us a picture. This is Carson.
Well, one of the best freshwater reports I got came from a lake. I love to fish, and I don't get to fish it that often. It's over by Opelousas, Chico Lake. They're catching bass on the frogs. If you get in there early and late, they're still catching some sac-a-lait and the bass. You can do all three with one stop over there.
Not too far from you at Henderson again. Hot as a pistol, but a lot of people still fishing at the banks. The water's still falling. Gary Krause went up across the Chafalaya to fish that area was in. He caught about a dozen bass, but for some reason they had a slight rise. If you look at and read your paper, look at the Africa, and you look, they had a slight rise in the river. He said after 9 o'clock it slowed down, the water wasn't moving, and even though the water was high, it wasn't moving out of the woods like it's supposed to be. But the Chafalaya Spillway, I'm getting reports from people catching the water moving out. Sac-a-lait right now, they're on points, they're under a cork, they catch them with shiners. You know, Sac-a-lait gonna turn on. Right now, your favorite place in the Chafalaya Spillway, in the Barrett area, just don't go to Lake Palouse when no tide ain't running right now because, and that's where I was, and when with Steve, and we just didn't do anything at all. But another place I'm going to tell you about, another place I want to talk about is False River. My son Vince and Mimi, my daughter-in-law, and my great-grandson Carson, they want to go there fishing. They made a couple trips. But this fish was pretty good. You look at the size of these fish, they look bigger because the way we teach people how to make a photo, but they had them all on crickets. They had a great time. And this was all during the 4th of July day, when all the boats were running on the lake. You can get out of the lake, get in these canals, back in them by them old camps. And you can catch you some beautiful brim in False River. Old River ought to turn on any day now. You know, you're gonna catch boarfish, you're gonna catch sac-a-lait, you're gonna catch bass. That water soon gets out of there. You got the ballpark coming up. I had no reports, but I'm just telling you, historically, this is the time.
Now, on my radio show, Fishing Reports, we got a news flash from Jeff Brule. The Mississippi River's now dropped below 9, and when that happens, the bass turn on. He says find some clear water from some of that water that's mixing out of those ponds, and you can Florida rig or Texas rig a worm. The red shed worm has always been a hot one down there, and you can catch a nice mess of bass down in Venice.
That's it. That's all I got, Don. That's all I can. Just keep sending reports.
We say goodbye this week to a really well-known fisherman, a guy who was probably one of the most unassuming people, although he was very accomplished in offshore, inshore, freshwater fishing, fly rod fishing. He was a book author. He was a fellow member of the Louisiana Outdoor Writers Association, and he was scheduled to pick up an award next month at our Louisiana Outdoor Writer Association conference in Natchitoches for the Fly Rod Fish of the Year. Pete caught a number 3 flounder on a fly rod. So we say goodbye, but definitely not forgotten. Pete Cooper, one of the really good guys of fishing in Louisiana.
I sat at one of the conclaves, the Red Stick conclaves, and talked to him. He autographed a book. I got the book somewhere in the house. And what I remember him, he says, Gary, where you live in Greenwood Springs in that Amy River, it's one of the most fun you'll ever have. You take a fly rod and you go float that river and you get out your boat and wade certain of different spots. I said, please, I want to do a show. We started doing our show and never got to do it. Boy, when you get a chance to do something, somebody like that offer you a trip, forget everything and go do it.
I think the best way to describe Pete would be call him the godfather of saltwater fly fishing in Louisiana. He was pretty much the founder. So we say goodbye to Pete Cooper. And we say goodbye to you, but I want to remind you, don't forget, send us your pictures, your video, turn that cell phone horizontal. If you're shooting with a cell phone, it'll fit the screen for us. Tell us the who, the where, the why, the what of your trip, and you could be the next star on next week's Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Rotolo's Pizzeria. Fresh ingredients, friendly service. That's just the way we Rotolo. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pro Drive Outboards. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.